Good morning. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in and thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra for my King's Court episode 2. It is called Full Court Press. I hope everyone's having a great Monday, starting their week in a great way. And I want to just look at what I have going on as far as how the live looks. I'm going to share a couple of scenes today. And if I can, I'll try to share a picture of the ladies for me as well. So as you know, we started last week. The kings are going to be consistent. There are 3. And with the 3 kings, we have Titus, Tyson, and Carlos Boozer. And the queens, we're going to end up with a total of 21 queens. But week 1, they introduced 7 queens. The next time they introduced 7 more queens, which was last night. And then I guess next episode, we will get 7 more queens. So they're going to end up with 21 queens. So it seems like a lot, but for Bachelor and shows like that, that is what they do. They end up having variety for the men. My moderator has entered. Mama Bees, welcome. Thank you so much for joining and hope you're having a great morning. Hello, Sharon Gabo. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. Sandra P's Gen Extra. This is the King's Court review. We're on episode 2 of this review. So I haven't started it yet. I'm just trying to pull everything up and want to make sure it looks okay. And let's see. All right, I am live, but I don't see yet exactly how it looks. And I apologize. I appreciate your patience while I'm going through just the motions to get this ready. Okay, let's see. All right, it does show that I am live. Thank you so much. Welcome in, everyone. Please click the like button. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And let's see if there's a way for me to add myself. I will do that. If not, that's no problem, as long as you can hear me. Let me have a 1 if you can hear me. I changed the layout, and that is what's going on here, because I did want the men to be shown, and then I also want the when I share the scene. And I believe I would like to start out with the scene just so we can talk about that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, if you can see the screen there, we have I've saved the Titus scene. That's this scene with Dr. Shawanda, and then Tyson in what they called his zaddy shorts. And some of the ladies were getting upset about the attention that Tyson was showing to other women. That seemed to be a theme through the show. But they're all supposed to be able to talk to each other. I'm going to start with this scene with Titus and Dr. Shawanda.
Coming. I do not think at all.
Go to the post. I'm sorry. All right, I'll go to the post so we can see it more clearly.
The aggressive comments. I do not think at all that you've been trying to be malicious with it. However, I work in a field that is not dominated by people of color. And Black women in general, we're labeled aggressive and angry all of the time. And that is a microaggression that I'm up against on a daily basis. It's put me in a space where I was like, I probably need to say something.
First off, I want to sincerely apologize.
Thank you.
When I called you aggressive, it triggered you.
Perception is reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to kind of share that with you and how it made me feel.
You are a cool ass chick. Very smart. And the last thing I want to do is perpetuate this perception. And I need to be man enough to look a person in the eye that I have clearly hurt and say that I'm sorry. And I apologize. I really do appreciate Dr. Shawana. It was definitely an eye-opening moment for me. This journey is not just about me finding love, it's also about me becoming a better man. She sees value in me and what I say and how I say things. This is what I want in a woman. This is a growth moment for me. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely apologize.
Thank you. The aggressive comments. trying to be malicious with it. However, I work in a
Okay, I'll stop that because we heard what she said. That is one of the scenes, y'all. That was my favorite scene in the whole episode. So I just wanted to start there and let everybody know. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, please watch it. This was an amazing show this week. And I really like this show. It's a cute show. It is fun. And I love what Dr. Shawanda did with him there. So I'll start out reviewing it a little bit, and then we can talk about the scene. Y'all, when I change this layout, I apologize in advance if I'm not able to get back on screen the way that I usually am, because I don't know what I did, but it's something with the layout. So I apologize. All right. All right, there we are. I apologize, everybody. Thank you. Let me have a 1 if you can hear me, please. Can you hear me now? There we go. Okay, thank you so much, Sharon Godbold. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what happened with that, but I know I stopped when I was showing the scene. That was my favorite scene, everybody. That was so amazing. Dr. Shawanda is my favorite young lady on the show. She is so smart. I love the way Titus handled her. I'll talk about a little bit what was leading up to that. If you have not watched the show, please watch it. It's only 2 episodes in. It's King's Court, and then they're adding 7 other ladies this week. So it's going to try to get a little bit messy, but I'll just go over what I have so far. I'll say, okay, so starting out at the beginning, we have Tyson and Brukel. He is telling the ladies, stop fraternizing, come on in the house. He and Liliana, the ones that he bonded with over the skydiving, they're still close at the beginning. And he's calling them the airborne crew and all of this. Brukel has a confessional. Production is asking her, why didn't things work out in the past? She's saying that it's not her fault. Anytime a man comes back, she knows that it's not her. So we're going to see some stuff in Brukel throughout the course of the episode. Even as pretty as she is, we're going to see some things, okay? So keep an eye on Brukel. We have Carlos is sitting. He's eating fruit, just sitting on the couch, minding his business. Carlos has already locked into Janae. So Janae makes that eye contact again. She goes over there, sits next to him, asks, is everything okay? Camera pans to Lexi with her arms folded. Y'all, Lexi really showed her cute tail this season, of this episode. I'm disappointed in Lexi, y'all. I didn't know Lexi had that in her, but we're going to see more and more about Lexi. So Carlos and Janae are talking about their date, about the one-on-one. Lexi's giving them the stink eye. Everybody else in the house is talking to each other. Nothing is stopping Lexi from just doing a Dr. Shawanda and pulling up and interrupting or joining the conversation. So far, everybody has been friendly. They've had camaraderie, but Lexi's not able to do that. So we have Brukel and Tyson were in the kitchen. I don't know if they were cooking or what, but it is breakfast time now. Carlos and Lexi are downstairs. Titus coming in and he asked, well, where's everybody else? Where's your girls at? And then he asked for a pot and a pan. Y'all, he started banging, clanging, trying to get everybody down. It's about 10 a.m. So it's not super early, but it's not super late either. But he wakes everybody up. So they're teasing each other. Dr. Shawanda comes in and she and Titus give that little hug. And then he's like, oh, well, thank you for my church hug. And she said, I had to pull back a little bit. So they're kind of teasing each other. I like their relationship. She's saying she stepped back because he keeps saying the aggressive comment. So the scene that I just showed, I may show it again at the end. It's such an important scene. And the reason why I'm going to show them at the beginning and the end now, because some of these shows, and this show in particular as well, when they show on YouTube and I share it, it's okay that I share it. But if they haven't showed that scene or something on YouTube yet, it'll be copyright or it'll get blocked. They don't want it shown. So I'm not monetized. That's not an issue. I'm working toward that, but I'm not there yet. So I'd rather show the scene. Who said that? Welcome in. She came in speaking to everyone. Thank you so much. Good morning. We're doing King's Court. This is episode 2. So everyone has time to catch up. So Titus and Dr. S are kind of teasing each other. And before this scene, she said, I want to talk to you for a minute. Can I pull you aside? He said, I'd love to talk to you. Of course, you can pull me aside. So that was the conversation that they had, where Dr. Shawanda is mentioning that in the field she's in, she is a doctor. She is in the healthcare field, and Black women have a stigma of being aggressive, labeled aggressive. Now, the first review, if you haven't watched that, I reviewed last week, and I thought it was fine. I know of the stigma. I thought it was cute. The way Titus did it, he started out, and it is still jokingly, but she says that because it's going to be on TV and because of who he is, she just feels like she can't just let it go unchecked that he keeps saying aggressive, because everybody doesn't see it for what he's doing it. She mentioned, I know you don't have any malice or ill intent, but I have to correct it and tell you. And the way he received it, y'all, when he took his shades off and let her know you are a cool woman, and the way he talked to her, and they were able to hug it out. I love that. And we're going to be able to contrast that with how Lexi handles the situation later with Carlos. So that this is a really adult, mature show, and nobody's going too crazy. None of that's happening, even though it gets a little spicy toward the end. So I really liked how she handled herself. And Titus is so emotionally advanced, not just for a man, for anyone. I don't know a lot of people that are like that, but Titus is amazing. And so is Dr. S. I really like him for her. But as you know, we have to add 7 new ladies. Welcome in everybody that's coming in while I'm talking. Yes, Sharon Gabo, I like Titus and Dr. Shawanda. I like them together, and I like just each one of their persona. So the 3 kings meet Holly Robinson Peete and her husband, Rodney Peete. They are on a basketball court, and they are bringing in 7 new queens enter. All of the new ladies are so pretty. Everybody's relatively young. They're in their 30s and 40s. The oldest, and I say that because that's young, y'all, is 44. It's Kat. She's a clear woman. Last week we had Jenny as, I won't call them a token, but you know, they have to bring in someone to represent, which is okay, because when I watch The Bachelor, I like to see myself represented, even though I know that they're not going to get picked. But Kat comes in. We have Sarah Idlewise is the Spanish lady. She comes in doing a lot of jiggling. Felicia, Sarah, Steph, Brianna. All of these ladies come in, and they're doing kind of a hoop dreams type thing. Holly Robinson Peete says everybody going to get their hoop dreams on, and they just start kind of showing off a little bit, just bouncing the basketball, trying to go through a little kind of obstacle course, shooting a basket at the end. The men are kind of teasing in. Some of the ladies are better than others as far as their performance on the court. So Bree, she's one of the ones that came in last. She's 41. She's young too. She's the one with the big red hair, natural hair. And Tyson was like, maybe she just got a bad ball, because she couldn't do anything. Steph was really a ball handler. Steph looks like a pretty WNBA player or something. So the men get to choose ladies for dates. Tyson ends up choosing Stephanie. He said he likes the way she moves. Titus ends up choosing, he says her hair was herring. This is Ariel. We're going to see the 2 of them on another date later in a scene that's really special. And then Carlos chose Idlewild, the Spanish lady, because she was really terrible at her obstacle, but he said she didn't give up, and he liked that. Now they can choose. Holly Robinson Peete told them, you can choose between either the new queens or the queens that are already here, as they call them, the OGs, the original queens. They're not going to call them old queens or anything, just the original queens. So she brings out the OGs. OGs come out. They come out dressed in all black, y'all. They look good, but they had a game face on. They were serious. And then as we see, there's a little bit of jealousy that's going to start happening that I didn't see in the first week. So I'm a little disappointed in some of the ladies for that. There's no need to be jealous. It's a competition show. There's only 3 men. There's going to be 21 ladies. I don't know why they're competing against the other ladies. Just show yourself in your best light with the man that you want, and that will work out. But Brukel is already oozing jealousy. As Holly Robinson Peete introduces the OGs to the new queens, Brukel says, "New queens where?" And everybody's like, "Ooh." Carlos turned to Tyson and said, "You are in trouble." And Tyson's like, "Yeah, I'm in trouble. I can already tell." Liliana has got a face on that is not nice. Lexi's not friendly. One of the new ladies, Brielle, gets a confessional. And she's like, "Ooh, I see that ice, this entrance." She said, "We're not scared." And then Ariel, they have a scene with her. She's like, "No, we're not scared." So Holly lets them pull aside for a mixer. The men are going to get to choose up to 3 people for this group date that they're going on. So the ladies are talking to the men. They're talking to each other. What I do like is that Carlos is still giving attention to Janae, but he's mingling with all of the ladies. Now, Tyson is a kid in the candy store. He forgot about his airborne team. Now, he forgot about Brukel and Liliana. He said he's meeting and mingling with all of the new ladies, which they should be able to do, but he has 2 women that are kind of upset about it. Liliana and Brukel. Brukel more than Liliana. So the other, let's see, Titus. Titus is better at handling mingling because he's just a happy-go-lucky, talkative type person. Tyson's getting along with everybody as he's mingling. So Dr. Shawanda, being assertive, she walks up while Ariel and Titus are talking, introduces herself, and she tells Ariel, she says, "I was the first date." No, because Ariel said, "He's invited me on a date." And Dr. Shawanda said, "Oh," she said, "that's nice. I was the first one that he took on a date." She said, you're pretty." And Ariel says, "Thank you." But then Ariel has a confessional. She's being kind of catty. And she says, "I have an aura about me that's not desperate." Dr. Shawanda was not desperate, y'all. She does approach different groups. She already knows Titus. He did invite her for the first date. So she introduced herself to Ariel. Y'all, she got another date with Titus because, Titus loves himself some Dr. Shawanda. So Titus is taking Dr. Shawanda. He's taking Ariel. He ends up choosing another lady. If the name comes to me, I'll bring it up. Tyson's talking to everybody. Brukel and Lexi are sitting aside complaining to anybody who will listen that Carlos is locked in with Janae. That's coming from Lexi. And that Tyson is showing all these new girls all this attention. That's coming from Brukel. Lexi and Brukel later, y'all, they're going to get a joint confessional. We find out that Lexi is Googling everyone, particularly Carlos. And then she starts spreading information about Carlos's past. Now, Carlos had mentioned that he married at 20. And then, y'all, he went into the NBA. So what do you think happened as he started traveling? So Lexi thinks she has this information on him. And she does. She said, "It's public information." "Yeah, Lexi, but you're the only one in here admitting to Googling." I'm sure they've all Googled, but she's spreading it to all the other ladies. In particular, she is going to want Janae to overhear her to kind of break that bond. So Brukel and Lily are upset. Tyson's talking to all the girls. Tyson has a confessional. He's always joking. He says, "They're like 2 pit bulls that's ready to bite me in the A. That's not going to work for me," which I agree with Tyson. So I'm going to break it up a little bit, y'all. What I'm going to do is go back and show another scene. You'll see what has Brukel and Liliana so offended. And thank you for your patience. Okay, here's Tyson. He said, "I'll be your pool boy today." Tyson has always kept his body 100%. 100% nice. Okay, let me go back. I don't know where that went. This is the scene that I want to show. Let's see. Here we are. I apologize for the internet. I don't know why it's slow. I'll go to the post, and hopefully that'll be better. Maybe if I turn my camera off, that will help. Okay, I'm going to share. Okay, there we go. It looks like this is just a picture, y'all. They put this on here as if it's a scene, but it might just be a picture. Yeah, it might be. I apologize for that. If I get to put up another scene, I will. Let me go through right here and see if we can see the ladies. That's Lexi, y'all. You see Lexi? This is a scene that comes up as well. She says Carlos is isolating himself and that he is only focused on Janae. And Titus, what did I say? He is so emotionally mature. He's like, you get to talk to Carlos. I don't have a thing to do with that. So he sent Lexi to Carlos, right? She did not go to Carlos. Y'all, this Brukel's talking about mesh pants. It's not even 10 o'clock, but this is Ariel. Ariel's very fit, as you can see. They're going to the pool. They're going to the pool. So I don't know why she was so upset, but she was. Oh, let me see if let me make sure I'm still sharing that, y'all. I apologize. And I'm still here. I just want to go back and make sure I'm sharing my screen. Did you see any of the screenshots that I was referencing while I was talking? Okay, let me go back. Oh, you can't see them. Okay, thank you so much, Sharon Gobble. Right, let me make sure. Oh, they're not. Okay, there we go. I apologize. There's an extreme delay. I'll just go backwards. This is Brukel. She's saying mesh pants on. It's not even 10 o'clock. This is Ariel. And look, Ariel's not even in competition with Brukel for Tyson. Ariel has fixated on Titus, and Titus likes her as well. And they were going to a pool party. This is Lexi. She tried to pull him aside when they had their court day, and he sent her directly to Carlos because she's complaining to the other ladies and also the men. That's Carlos. I told y'all last week, he said he got that big smile when he met the ladies. I don't know if his nice guy act was an act. I don't know. The jury's out on Carlos Boozer for me. So he's complimenting the ladies, the outfit. I don't know who he was talking to in particular. That's Tyson in his zaddy shorts. I don't know if I'll be able to share the scene. I hope so. If not, that's what we were dealing with. That's why some of the ladies were upset because Tyson is just being himself. He's like that. He likes to show himself, and Tyson is fine. Tyson's been fine since the 90s. So I don't know what they want him to do. He's not going to stop being fine because they're upset. Okay, so for the date, Tyson takes his dates. They go play darts. Sarah is a Persian lady. She's 37 years old. She's pretty, really petite. She has an extensive career. He has a really good talk with her because she won darts and he pulled her aside. Felicia was another lady he selected, and Stephanie. And they all had a pretty good talk while they were playing darts. Titus ended up taking his ladies water skiing, which was Ariel, Dr. Shawanda. Thank you, Sharon. Ariel, Dr. Shawanda, and the next lady will come to me. She didn't stand out because while they were all, after they water skied, they sat down to talk. Titus got a chance to pull Ariel aside a little bit. And Ariel disclosed to him that she has a young autistic son. And Titus, I love his conversation. He said, how's the dad? Is he in is his life? She let him know, no, the dad's not in his life. It's just he and I. And I'm always working with the school, just fighting for resources for him. It's really difficult. And Titus lets her know he has a heart for children. He also has a school. And Sharon Gobble, CC, some of the people were in here, Mama Bees. We talked about this last week. Titus had a tough upbringing, and he likes to give back. And the woman he's with is going to give back. So Ariel has pulled on his heartstrings with her son, and his reaction to her, I loved. So Carlos and Lexi get a chance to talk. Carlos is saying that out of the first group, Janae is his closest connection, and that's just what it is. Lexi says, well, you kind of pull yourself aside. I don't think it's fair. And Carlos is like, well, what do you want me to know? She says, well, I want people to figure me out. So confessional Carlos tells the viewer, he lets us know. He said, I don't know if she's playing hard to get, but that's not going to work for me. So now we know Carlos wants somebody to show that they're interested. Sharon's saying exactly what I think. Tyson's going to be Tyson. Like I said, this man's kept his body up. He's at least 10 years older than all the other men. He's still as fine. So he's gonna mingle. He's there to date someone, meet someone and date. I don't know why Brickell felt like she had a leg up because she had met him before. Because clearly, like the producer said, why didn't it work out? She couldn't answer. Yeah, it's something about Carlos I'm not feeling. I feel the same, Sharon. It'll come to me, and it's not just with Lexi Googling. Something is going on with Carlos. I'm not really that impressed. We'll see. So we have the mixer. I like the way that they all get together as a group in mixers, and then the way that the men are able to pull themselves aside. Carlos has his group. Of course, Janae is a fixture. She's going to always be there. And then Carlos added Edelweiss, and I can't remember who else he added, some other lady. I'll tell you who did not get selected. The only ones that did not get selected, Tyson left his two on the shelf because he already knows them. So Brickell, Liliana are not selected, and also Kat, the new white lady. She's 44 years old. I like Kat's personality much better than I like Jenny from last week. Y'all know Jenny from the Tennessee block out here lying that she has dated black men and has not. And then try to tell Titus she didn't want the conversation to be aggressive. And Titus is just Titus. We see that the scene Titus had with Dr. S. When Dr. S started tearing up and getting kind of emotional, he did the same thing. So those two were kind of in sync. And then also he is an emotionally in tune person with other people. So that says to me, he's a giver. He gives to people and he's able to be empathetic to their feelings. That is so special, and especially a man that's his age. And he told us last week he adopted an 18-year-old daughter, and then he has another 18-year-old and a son. So he has 3 children. Okay, so we are getting to the end. Remember last week they had an elimination dinner? They're going to have another elimination dinner. And the elimination dinner is the ladies that didn't get selected. So it's Kat, Brickell, Liliana, and a very angry Lexi, y'all. As we go through, Lexi is around with her arms folded. She's just upset. She's mad. And I don't know what she's so angry about. This is a dating show. The men are there to mix and mingle. So I don't understand that. And then we get a messy joint confessional with Lexi and Brickell. And she said, well, I have some information about Carlos. It's public information, but he's cheating around. Did I say that? And Brickell's like, ooh. Now, Brickell didn't do all that. She didn't. That was Lexi on her own doing that. We see Lexi in the kitchen. She pulls Dr. Shawanda aside. Janae's in the background getting little snacks or something. And then Lexi saying, and I'm finding out about Carlos. He's out here cheating while he was married. And Janae's ears perk up because Janae has shared with the viewer, she was in a 5-year relationship where the guy was in everybody's DMs and he was cheating on her. And she's really sensitive to that. So confessional Janae reiterates that again. She said, I think Lexi said that for me to hear it. So I didn't like that. That was really mean girl of Lexi. Dr. Shawanda, what does she do, y'all? She's emotionally mature. She said, it's not wrong for you to have this information, but you should share this information with him first. Talk to him about it. So Dr. Shawanda, she told Lexi the same thing that Titus advised Lexi of. Bring it to Carlos. So we have the elimination dinner. The 4 ladies walk in. Kat walks in. She's smiling. She's excited to kind of get a chance to one-on-one and meet all the men again. Lily was a little upset, but she's not angry. It's the elimination dinner. Somebody has to go. Brickell and Lexi are angry, y'all. They come in mad. They have an energy that you can read. And the men are getting nervous. Tyson had a confessional and he said, I'm in a pickle. He said, I am in a pickle. You know those pickle jars with the big pickles? You know, Tyson's lived in New York for years. He's talking about a bodega. They put the big pickle jars on the counter. He said, I'm in there like this. So yeah, Tyson is right. He is in a pickle. So I found that really funny. They come in, they greet each other. And Carlos says, I'm going to talk to everybody, but Lexi, I want to pull you aside and talk to you first. Lexi's acting brand new. Oh, okay. You know, they're just supposed to be having this little conversation. He sits her down and he said, I want you to just tell me everything that you want me to know. She says, well, I feel like you are spending most of your time with Janae. You are locked into Janae, and I don't feel that that's fair. So Carlos's face is getting kind of annoyed with her conversation. And y'all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to try to find these pictures. So those of you who haven't had a chance to watch it yet, you get a chance to watch it, and you'll see like the ladies as I'm talking about, because I had just the main ladies that factor into this week. That's going to be Brukel. But with this conversation with Lexi, I want you to be able to look at Lexi while I'm talking about her. So Lexi and Carlos are sitting down. He's letting her say everything that she wants to say. She's giving her rationale for why she Googled him, while she is telling everybody. And he's just listening. And then he says, "Are you finished?" But he didn't say it in an aggressive way. He's letting her get everything out that she wants to get out. "Are you finished?" She said, "Yes, she's finished." He said, "Okay, it's been brought to my attention that you found this information out. You started spreading it to the OGs before coming to me first. And I would have liked to see the maturity of you to be able to come to me first." Lexi tries to interrupt, and he was like, "No, wait a minute. I thought you said you were finished. Gave you a chance to speak." They're not arguing, but it is an intense conversation. I'll say that. He says, "You have a beautiful soul inside you. I want you to have everything that you are looking for. I know you'll find it, but it's not going to be with me." So y'all, Carlos has in a way told Lexi that she is not his queen, and it's not even time to do that yet. So this happened at the elimination dinner. Lexi gets up, she goes back, she's complaining, she's still speaking loudly, she's still mingling with the other ladies. Meanwhile, Tyson is talking to Kat. Kat is there to take her opportunity to meet all the men, but she lets Tyson know. She said, "I'm romantically interested in you." He was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. What now? You romantically interested in me?" And she said, "Yes, of course. You're Tyson. I've always been attracted to you. I've been aware of you since," she might have said, the 80s or 90s. I'm not sure. But that she's always been attracted to him. And he said, he's interested now. So he and Kat are talking. Brukel comes over there while they're talking. Y'all, Brukel is angry. And let's see. I'm sorry. I may not be able to find these pictures. I'll just come back on camera. I'll figure that out later. I apologize, everyone. So Brukel is angry. She's sitting there while Kat and Tyson are talking, and she's mad. Brukel's like, "What is this? What is this?" He said, "This is a mix-up." She said, "Obviously." Kat is looking there like, "Oh my goodness." Kat is stuck in the middle. Brukel is mad. "Obviously." He said, "Well, I want a chance to meet everybody, talk to everybody." She said, "But why am I here?" Now, she felt like she should have a guaranteed slot because she's known this man in the past. And we found out that it's just him. I think they worked together, or maybe a campaign. And then he dropped in her DM to tell her one of her photos were beautiful. And she said, "Thank you." And that was it. That nothing else really happened. So I don't know why she feels like she has this arms up while they're talking. And he said, somebody's upset. And he starts telling Kat he doesn't like jealous women. And he's right. I don't like the way Brukel was coming off. She didn't have to do that. So that situation blew up. We had Brukel stormed off. Lexi goes over to sit next to Ileana. She's really mad. She said, "I meet better men than this in my real life." I don't know, Lexi. If you had, I don't think you'd be on this show. I don't like what Lexi was doing, y'all. She's trying to blow up the whole elimination dinner. And then she said, "Well, I'm leaving." She wants to leave. She said, "These men are old. They are bald." She's talking bad about the men. We get a confessional with Lexi. She says that the situation is ghetto. Carlos is ghetto. His past is ghetto. So Lexi's trying to burn the whole mansion down now that Carlos doesn't want her. And let's see, that is it. Y'all, I don't know if they were supposed to eliminate anyone, but they didn't get to, because Brukel put her little leather jacket on, gathered up a few things, and she got up out of there. And Lexi did the same thing. So we get a confessional and that might have saved Kat and Liliana, because we get a confessional with Liliana, and she says the only reason that these ladies are doing this is because they didn't get picked. Now, there was another scene that was pretty funny. They start trying to put out all these fires because you can't have like two ladies quit in the middle of elimination dinner. They start trying to tamp things down. I don't know if production the host or who, but they send Tyson to talk to Lexi, and she admits to him, yeah, I did Google Carlos. I'm trying to find out this and that. And he said, okay, but that everybody has a past. That was so many years ago. He said, and when you shared the information, were you trying to throw salt on his situation with Janae? She lies and says, I don't, that wasn't what I was doing. That's not my intent. But she have every right to share this public information, according to her. She stormed off from Tyson, y'all. So she complained to everybody in the party about Carlos, but according to her, she got better men that she's available to. So she has told herself that she's not their queen. And that was the end of the episode, y'all. So next week, I'm interested to see it because let me see if I can find. I don't know if I took note on the preview, but we know we're going to get 7 more ladies. That's going to complete. Oh, the preview is they show the new ladies come in. I don't really like what they're doing with the new ladies. They're coming in as, I don't know if they were on a catwalk or a stripper stage or what, but the ladies are in various stage of either costumes or undressed, and the men are gonna, I guess, choose their dates from the ladies like they did this week. But this new group of ladies, hopefully they're not as assertive, aggressive, however you want to call it, to this group. Okay, welcome in, everyone. If you came in, I didn't get a chance to speak to you yet. Welcome in, CC. Thank you so much for coming in. One of the moderators, Mama B is my moderator, is here, everyone. Thank you for coming in. And then that picture right there, that is Tyson, of course, and how he showed up in those shorts at the party and upset Brukel and everybody else. So I'll see if Bravo TV or Bravo, there's another Bravo. We see he liked his own post. I'm trying to see if there's any more scenes from that. Okay, that's him at press. Tyson's just a card. He has one of those personalities that if a woman is jealous, and he told Kat that, he said he doesn't like jealous women. He doesn't like jealous energy. And that's not going to work for him. That's what he said. Oh, he also told Kat, he said, I'm flirted with all the time, every day by men and women, and anybody that I'm with, they're just going to have to be able to deal with that. So I don't know what Brukel thinks she's going to do. She's beautiful. She's probably really used to being the star of the show at all times. And she's a person, she's not going to be able to take it if her man is cheating and Tyson wasn't her man. They're not anybody's man yet. I think the only one that's kind of locking down is Carlos. So thank you. Thank you so much, Sound Checking That. Those of you that came in a little bit late, I actually started with the scene from Titus and Dr. Shawanda. I'll go ahead and end with the same scene just in case you haven't seen it. Let me see. Yeah, I'll go ahead. That was a really important scene. These are my 2 favorite people on this show. And I love how they communicated.
And angry all of the time. And that is a microaggression that I'm up against on a daily basis. It's put me in a space where I was like, I probably need to say something.
First off, I want to sincerely apologize.
Perception is reality. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to kind of share that with you and how it made me feel.
You are a cool ass chick. Very smart. And the last thing I want to do is perpetuate this perception. And I need to be man enough to look a person in the eye that I have clearly hurt and say that I'm sorry. And I apologize. I really do appreciate Dr. Shawana. It was definitely an eye-opening moment for me. This journey is not just about me finding love. It's also about me becoming a better man. She sees value in me and what I say and how I say things. This is what I want in a woman. This is a growth moment for me. From the bottom of my heart, I sincerely apologize.
Thank you. The aggressive comments. I do not think at all that you've been trying to be malicious with it. However,
Okay, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that that was a good review. Thank you so much, sound checking that. How did y'all? That was my favorite scene on this show, y'all. Even if they get messy next week, or no matter what they do from here on out, I think it was so important for them to allow Dr. Shawanda to flesh out her feelings on being called aggressive, because I'm one of the people, when I reviewed it last week, I said, oh, he called her aggressive. I normally don't like when Black women get that, but he is not saying it as anything negative. He's complimenting her like, oh, she's going to get what she wants. She's being assertive. But as it looks like he was saying that numerous times, and she was starting to get a little bit upset about it, she was confident enough and assertive enough and in herself enough to be able to pull him aside, and importantly, the way he was able to receive that. So I loved how Titus handled Dr. Shawanda, how they were able to sit down, talk to each other, that they hugged it out. I don't know how they're going to end the show, if the people will commit to dating each other or anything like that. Y'all, I can't stand these shows that end in marriage. I find that crazy. Even though I am a fan of Married at First Sight, just to watch the train wreck, this, I think, is a show that is older people. They're more mature. Another thing, all of the women are successes in their own right. They have something going on for themselves. So far, the first 14, they're not just there to be on TV. They seem that they're there looking for love. The men seem the same. Tyson, I don't know. I'm on the fence a little bit. Sharon said Tyson's gonna Tyson. He is. So it could just be his flirtatious nature, but he claims that he's ready to settle down. That's the scene that he had with someone. He said he gets flirted with all the time, but he has a toolbox. He's a homebody. He just wants to be at home. He's been in public relationships that left him heartbroken, and he doesn't want to have that anymore. He mentioned he was in a confessional saying, my friend Naomi Campbell, name dropped Naomi Campbell, but of course they've known each other 30 years, y'all. So that she told him there are people that are going to want to get next to you for your light and to take what they want from you, and you have to be wary of that. So he's extremely wary. Even though we see him like flitting around and entertaining everybody, I don't know how many of them he's taking seriously. But anyway, this was a really good episode too. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 just for that scene with Dr. Shawanda and Titus. I don't know about 10s. Can you give it 10? 10 means no room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. So I'll give it a 9.5. Dr. Shawanda and Titus. Oh, and then also the scene with Ariel and Titus. 2 scenes involving Titus. And then at the end, when Holly was asking them about the dates, and Titus was saying he's going to have another date with Ariel. I like how he's taking 2 women seriously, Ariel and Dr. Shawanda, and they're both about something. And Holly says, oh, this touches my heart. Holly Robinson Peete and Rodney Peete are very active in autism events, anything like that. They have a foundation. They have a son that they're raising with autism, and they've been open about it for years. And I live in North Carolina, and we just found out that the Orange Clown has cut funding, educational funding for the state. That's something that hopefully our Attorney General is going to be fighting. I bring that up because some of the programs that really struggle and need help, and we heard Dr. Ariel mentioned that her son has autism, and she had to really fight his school to get resources for him. And then Titus did tell Holly, he said he's in Tampa, his school's in Tampa, and any woman that he ends up with, they're going to end up in Tampa, and he wants people to know that this is something that he has a heart for and he works for children. So this is an amazing show, y'all. A lot of lighthearted moments, but also a lot of moments that are really deep and touching. Mainly the scene with Dr. Shawanda and Titus that I showed twice. It's at the beginning. It's also at the end. So thank you so much for joining Sandra Pease Gen Extra. And if you are not already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the YouTube streets, everyone. If you're Team Replay, thank you so much, Team Replay. I can't believe I got to the end of this video before mentioning Team Replay. You know how special you are, and I appreciate you so much, because that does help keep the video in the algorithm. If you leave comments, if you leave a heart, if you tell me a scene that you liked, and I do respond to the comments. So everybody have a great day, okay? Goodbye. TNTG Mom, thank you so much. Let me leave your comment up, because I think you didn't. Okay, you'll watch the replay. Okay, that's Team Replay right there, TNTG Mom. And I have my favorite scene in there. I'll just tell you. Dr. Shawanda and Titus. Look for that. So this is the King's Court Review, everyone. Thank you so much. CC said, be blessed, everyone. I received that. Thank you, CC. Goodbye.